if the worst happened today and I ended up with no clients, so I'm opening my computer like this and there is no client, there is no work, and the only place that I'm allowed to find work is Upwork, then I will do this exact thing that I'm going to share in this video. And I'm saying this as someone who works online fully, meaning I need to learn work fast. Otherwise, I'm going to be locked out of my house. Otherwise, I'm not going to have food. And I'm also saying this as someone who understands how competitive Upwork is. So if I had no work and I had to start today and be able to get rent by end month, this is the exact strategy that I would apply. The first thing that I'm going to do is competitor analysis, and nothing complicated. It's just me trying to understand what other content writers are doing, because unless I know what the best content writers are doing in the marketplace, how else am I going to position myself in a way that allows me to stand out? Now, when it comes to competitor analysis, it just involves you going on Upwork and searching for the top-rated profiles. So in my case, I'll search for top-rated content writers or top-rated copywriters and take time to analyze their profiles. Like, I'll check what kind of profile pictures are they using? What kind of about page do they have? Do they have video introductions? What tone did they use when they are trying to introduce themselves? All these things I'm going to note down so that when I'm creating my profile, I know how to laser target my clients or my prospects, okay? This is the first step. It's just snooping. Okay, you're going to do some CID work, and just think of it as preparations, because knowing what other people are doing, especially the best people in the industry are doing, is going to allow you to also stand out. So that is the first thing that I'm going to do as a strategy to land work on Upwork very fast. After doing the background check, I'm going to move on to the second step, and that is completing my Upwork profile. So Upwork has a range of steps that you need to take in order to achieve 100% completion on your profile. I'm going to sit down. This may take a while, so I'll sit down and make sure that I'm completing the profile to the best of my ability. Now, I'll start with adding my profile picture, of course, making sure that I'm matching the Upwork requirements. Upwork wants you to have a clear background. They want you to face the camera. They want you not to have shades and things like that. So I'll make sure that my profile picture aligns with that. They also want you to add your title. So in this case, I work online as a content writer, and I've talked a bit about niching down. So instead of saying I'm a content writer, I would say something like I'm an SEO content writer. If you have specialized as a travel content writer, you can say travel copywriter, travel content writer, and things like that. Specializing helps you to stand out in the competitive marketplace. Like, instead of me going to pitch a client who has said specifically that they're looking for a travel writer and I'm a beauty writer, I'm going to laser focus my attention to clients who are looking for specific skills that I have or specific niche that I'm in. If I'm a beauty writer, I'm going to pitch beauty clients. You get the drift. Upwork also wants you to complete the overview. And I always tell my students, anytime you get an opportunity to talk about you in the freelancing space, the last thing that you want to do is to literally talk about you. You want to make it about the target prospect. You want to make it about the client. Like, basically, you need to give the client a reason to care. So instead of saying something like, hey, I'm Olivia, I'm a content writer, I've worked online for 3 years, you see, all that is about you. You want to make it about the client, and you can say something like, I'm Olivia, an experienced copywriter who helps businesses in the travel sector to rank on Google, or who can help your business do ABC. You see, now, in as much as I'm talking about me, but I'm giving the client a reason to care, I can help their business achieve XYZ result. You get what I'm trying to say? So anytime you're writing details about you, always ask yourself, why should the client care? Give them a reason to care. Of course, after overview, Upwork also wants you to set up your rates, like how much you're charging for the projects that you're working on. Personally, being a seasoned content writer, I always put my rates to at least $20. But of course, that one is going to vary. If you're just starting out, you might want to manage your expectations. Something like $7 an hour, $10 an hour is a good start. And other factors like the complexity of the project, how big the customer is, can come into play. So the $20 that I always set up is just sort of a starting point, but the price can increase depending on the project that I'm working on. We have other details like your portfolio. As a content writer, I believe, not even believe, let me just say with certainty, you must have a portfolio. So part of the portfolio is like having published samples. So if you're yet to create a website or a portfolio platform, then go ahead and make sure the samples that you have are published, so that when you're sharing your portfolio, at least you have some published samples. Published samples give clients some level of certainty, knowing that you're the person who worked on that project, because when a project is published, it is usually under your name. Okay, when the client goes through the project and they see the project was done by Olivia, they get that assurance that, yeah, this person, they know what they're doing. So you need to have a published sample. And also, I think besides that, there's that part where Upwork gives you the option to make a video introduction. I would personally take that, because right now people love video content, and you can see that on TikTok and every other place. So if I can introduce myself in a video form, like the way I'm talking right now, I would do that. It's like a 1 minute long video, and you get to sit and now introduce yourself. Hey, I'm Olivia, an experienced content writer who has worked with businesses like yours and helped them achieve XYZ. If you bring me on board, I'm going to do this and this. I think it's a very good opportunity for you to practice talking on the camera. That is all about setting up the profile. I think I'll leave the step-by-step instructions or guide in the description box. Number 3 is I'm going to pitch tent on the Upwork platform. And I know this sounds like a waste of time. Like, why would I spend time on the platform without doing something? But again, like the first step that we did, you also need to understand the Upwork as a platform. You need to understand how the clients phrase their job descriptions. You need to know when they are most active. You need to know the kinds of jobs that align with whatever niche you have picked. For example, if you're a beauty writer, you need to know, like, these beauty clients, what kind of requirements do they have? What time are they most likely to send the jobs? How many pitches do they get? Like, this one allows you to gain the competitive edge. I would highly recommend that you spend at least 3-4 days on the platform before you start sending out your pitches, because with Upwork, you need to have connects. And the last thing you want is to throw your connects away. So take time to analyze and understand the platform before you start sending out your pitches. And part of doing that is making sure you're logging in. Let's say you've decided you're going to spend 2 hours on Upwork. Logging in for those 2 hours, checking through the applications, checking through what people are saying about the client, checking through the reviews, like everything else that will give you enough information to make an informed decision. Okay, you can also go on YouTube and on Google to read about the best ways to stand out on Upwork. Like, this will help you set the stage for success. So personally, that's what I would do before I start sending out my first pitch, as someone who's trying to land a client very fast on Upwork. Okay, now, so I'm going to move on to the fun part where the party gets started, and that is pitching. So sending out my pitch with the hopes that the client is going to hire me. Before I send out any pitch, I'm going to make sure that I'm very clear about my niche. Remember, I talked about beauty writer, travel writer, software as a service writer. So if I'm a software as a service writer, I'm going to target clients who are looking for software as a service writer. If I'm a beauty writer, I'm going to target clients who are looking for beauty writers. The point is to try as much as I can to align my job applications with the clients who are looking for people like me, because those are the clients who are likely to hire me. Okay, so when I'm there looking for jobs that have been sent, I'm going to try and find jobs that align with my description. If I'm a software as a service writer, I'm going to find a software as a service client or something related. Okay, like I've said, this increases the chances of being hired. So of course, that's what I'm going to do. And while I'm at it, there are a couple of considerations. Like, number 1, before I send out any pitch, I'm going to make sure that that job that is on the listing has not stayed there for more than an hour, at least an hour, because jobs that have been in the queue for a very long time are likely to have already been closed. Maybe the client is already interviewing someone, or they've already hired someone. So I'll not apply for jobs that have been in the queue for a very long time. In fact, if possible, I would try to apply for jobs as soon as they reflect on the job board. Okay, so if the job has just landed, that is even better, because I want to try as much as possible to be among the first people who make applications. If the job has maybe 20 applications already, even if it was just posted a couple of minutes ago, I would be very wary before applying for that job. Okay, so I want to try to be among the first people so that when the client has just finished publishing the job posting, I'm like, ting, I'm the first person or the second person. They're more likely to see my application and also consider it if I match whatever it is they're looking for. Also, while I'm at it, I'll take time to do some research about the client, their hire rates, okay? If they pay people, if they are rude and things like that. And you can always see that in the profile. I would check if the payment method is verified because that offers some level of protection when it comes to payment. And I would also check for how much they pay just to see if their payments align with whatever it is I'm looking for. Now, when it comes to me sending the pitch, there are also a couple of things that I would do. Like number one, I would make sure the pitch is highly customized. I'm not going to send a generic pitch. And by generic, I mean a pitch that looks like any other person's pitch on the internet. Number two is I would read through their job description, understand what they're looking for. And when I'm sending them the pitch, I'll make sure that that pitch answers to that requirement. And the last thing that you want to do, because I know most of you guys, that's what you're planning to do. You're going to take the requirement and paste it on ChatGPT, gives you an output, and you send it to the client. Now, imagine how many other writers think like you. So the client is going to end up with 20 applications that look more or less the same. So what makes you think that yours, since you've done the same thing, is going to stand out? What I love doing is trying to be as personable, as natural, as authentic as possible. In fact, I would rather write something short, but very authentic, something that reads very original to me. Okay, something that will help the client to see me as a human, as opposed to getting something long that is generic, that looks like every other person's things, that just looks like robotish, you know. So personally, I would sit down and write a very clear pitch, one that speaks to them, and one that addresses the questions that they had or the problems that they had in the job requirement. Try as much as possible to do that. And even if you use ChatGPT, also remember there are ways that you can actually make your work read as though it has been written by a human. And I talk a bit about this in my other videos on how to write content using ChatGPT and make it sound natural. So if you're going to use ChatGPT, make sure that you're taking that into consideration. Don't just copy the requirement, put it on ChatGPT and paste it on the client's post. You're likely not going to be hired. So those are the things that I would do when it comes to pitching. And of course, fingers crossed. It's all about luck. But I know if you apply the strategies, then your chances of getting hired are even higher. These two last recommendations are my personal favorite. You're not going to find it on the internet because they're like backstreet methods. They're pure tricks, pure tips that I personally will use to land those clients. So the first one is I would open 2 profiles, okay? 2 profiles. One would be my content writing profile looking for jobs, so like a freelance profile. Then I'll open the second profile, which is a client profile, okay? Because you see, when you're starting, the streets are tough. It can be very tough for you to land your first client. Now, knowing that, I would open those 2 profiles, one for the freelancing part and the other one for the client part. Then I would pause a job in the client profile and hire this freelancing part, because the goal is to get myself a rising talent badge, okay? And also to give myself very good reviews. Like I said, this is off street, this is back street. This is another kind of strategy that is not always out there, but it works. Because you want your job rate to be 100%. You want other clients to see that you have worked and you have been successful at it. So why not create a task? And I can put it at $5. Create a very nice task, hire myself, give myself very good ratings, at least to bump up my profile. I will do that. Again, off the record, you didn't hear from me. Viewer discretion is advised. This is not professional advice, just saying, but it works. And the second strategy that I would use, now this is if I've used all the connects that I have no money to buy other connects. So I would go on the Upwork profile and then I'll scroll through the job posting. Remember, I spent time there, at least I know how it works. So I would spend time, scroll through the job posting, see what clients are posting, and then identify different companies that are looking for content writers. Let's say I've seen one company is called Tandao Africa, the other company is called, I don't know, Travel Moran and whatnot. I would just note down the company names. Then I would go the long pitching process. So I would go to the Travel Moran website or the Tandao Africa website. So the companies that I've identified, I would go to their websites, find their emails. Of course, I can use the company email on their websites, or I can use free email finding tools like Get Prospect, Email Finder, Apollo, and whatnot. I would use those tools to find the emails of the relevant persons in that company. And I've talked a bit about that. The CEOs, the founders, people in charge of content marketing, people in charge of digital marketing. I would find one person's email address, then shoot them an email like, hey, I'm Olivia, an experienced copywriter. This is my portfolio. I would love to work for your company. Because again, they don't know that I saw them on Upwork, but I know that they're hiring. Okay, so it's a very good strategy, because they'd be like, actually, we are hiring a content writer. Please share your rates and whatnot. Then me, who is an innocent content writer looking for jobs, I'll just take my portfolio, my rates, and share it with them. Okay, and again, you need to be really good at this, because this client is not going to give you time of day if you don't have a portfolio, if you don't have quality samples to show for it. So only do this if you have something to back you up. Okay, but I'm promising you, if you are able to target this client right on time, then it's highly likely that they're going to hire you. Because anyway, we always target clients every other day, clients who have not said they're hiring, but this one we are sure they're hiring. That's why they've gone on Upwork and even paid the platform for that job ad. So I'm going to pitch them directly. A very good strategy. Pay me for that. Okay, so guys, that is what I would do if I were to start from zero today and learn work on Upwork. And remember, it's not just a one-time thing. This is something that I'm going to do every other day. Like when I wake up, I'm on Upwork. When I sleep, I'm on Upwork. Rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat. Also, because I'm in Kenya and there's that time zone variation, I'll want to pitch tent towards the evening, because that's when most clients in America and other countries are waking up. So instead of pitching tent from 8 a.m. to like 4 p.m. in the evening, I would start pitching my tent at around 5 p.m. all the way to midnight. That's the best time, because that's when the jobs are coming in. Chup, 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 you understand? Yeah, so go ahead and make the applications. Remember, I said, when it comes to freelancing, you have to put yourself out there wholeheartedly. There is no 50-50. If you want to find work, you have to invest your time, you have to invest your effort, you have to put all your mind in the game. Like if you do that for a month, if you lock in for a month, I can assure you that you're going to see very good results. And this is just for educational reasons. I'm not promising that if you do this, it's guaranteed you're going to get work, but your chances of getting hired are way, way higher if you follow everything that I've just talked about in this video. That's that for today. I'm so glad that you've stayed all the way up to this point, and I'm so glad that I'm inspiring you. I'll keep sharing the same videos that are here to help you land that first client, okay? So if you're yet to subscribe, please go ahead and do that. You can also share this video to help support my channel so it grows. And lastly, you can join my classes. I do talk about these in my classes. I teach people how to make money online, basically. I'm going to leave my contacts in the description box. And I guess, bye for now. I'll catch you later.